Hot Lap League is this year's arcade racing game developed by Ultimate Studios in which players compete for their best time on various tracks. Sounds similar to a different series? Well, once you see its mobile subtitle Racing Mania, you can't really unsee its similarity to Trackmania, but a cheap mobile ripoff wouldn't get a Nintendo Switch port and a mostly positive Steam release, so let's stop the comparisons and see if the game holds up on its own. The driving model of this game is based around one unique gimmick, which is that steaming more than 50% slows your car down. It can be a bit confusing at first, but after getting used to it, you realize that the tracks are built around steaming halfway, and full steer is used only in emergency situations, when you don't have any other option. To help players in using this system, the developers added a soft steer button, which locks your car's steering rotation to the exact position, which doesn't lead to any acceleration penalty. Because of the low steering angles, you will need to use power sliding to get through most of the corners. It's basically a drift, which you initiate after pressing the brake. While using it, you can always correct your angle to fit the track. Sharp drifts slow you down, so you always have to choose between keeping your speed or driving the shorter route, which adds a bit more depth to the game. Power sliding felt really satisfying and intuitive to me, which is really important, as you have to rely on it on most of the corners. In short, the ground controls are in my opinion pretty polished and responsive, so what happens after going into the air? Well... Most of the landings are usually okay, but the previous clips show that the air physics can sometimes stick out in an overall good driving system. The game features two environments, technical focused metro and fast-paced alpine. The first one doesn't have anything unique, giving you some standard corners and few types of loops, while the second feels more special, mainly by the addition of magnetic roads, which allow you to freely drive on walls and even upside down. I respect this addition, as it gives more variety to the gameplay, but I feel like it's a bit of a wasted opportunity, as both cars handle very similarly, and bringing some different surfaces like dirt would help them differ even more. The game contains some nice quality of life features made for speedrunners, like fast restart button or a surprisingly well made ghost system. You can tweak the ghost offset, enable racing line, and even show the breaking points of the ghost. The only thing that I would like to see added would be checkpoint splits, as mid-run you can't clearly see whether you gain or lose time up until the finish line. The main game mode of this game is a campaign featuring 80 maps spread around 2 environments and 4 difficulties. The tracks on offer are, let's say, hit or miss. Hear me out, the campaign starts with a lot of simple tracks, which I personally liked, but some may call boring. After that, the levels become more and more advanced, until going over the top and becoming hell. This approach to progression would be perfectly fine, if not for the reason why some of them are getting harder. The game starts throwing weird layouts and blind turns, which can be especially infuriating when you realize that the tracks don't have much distinguishable scenery, so you are forced to memorize every turn. All in all, the campaign is far from terrible, and its simple nature can be refreshing for some, but the design of further tracks could have been better thought out. To progress in the campaign, you will need to earn medals at each of the tracks. They aren't really hard, with the gold medal usually requiring you to complete a clean lap. Those looking for a bigger challenge can keep pushing their skill to get platinum medals, which require you to optimize your lines even further. Their difficulty differs from map to map, with most of them feeling on point and others being brutal, even forcing players to use unintended shortcuts. Those who still want more can try to earn the final League Master medal, which is set by pro players and usually only the top 1% of the player base can earn it. For every 100th of a second faster than the qualifying time, you earn a ranking point, which is tied to the whole campaign. This system feels great, as you can compare your place against the others in the global ranking, which brings in a lot of competition to the individual tracks and the whole game. The second game mode is the daily event, on which every participating player sets their best time on the same randomly chosen map from the pool of more than 70. The tracks here are also hit or miss, as some of them are a combination of two different campaign maps stitched together to create a new one, which can feel a bit cheap. Every Saturday, a special event occurs, which most of the time works the same as the daily event, with bigger rewards to motivate players. Sometimes, however, the developers host truly special events, with custom challenges and exclusive cosmetics, which is something I have really enjoyed. Overall, this game mode isn't anything groundbreaking, but I appreciate it, as it always gave me a few minutes of extra fun every day I logged onto the game. In terms of customization, currently the game offers 3 cars for each of the environments. After selecting one, you can choose a pre-made pattern, select one of the few rims, and choose a number decal. All of these elements can be colored separately from one of the presets. Some of the skins are unlocked by earning medals or by participating in previously mentioned special events, but most of them can be bought by this game's currency, gold bars. You can earn it by leveling up, setting your best time on a daily race, and by completing daily challenges. The game gives you 5 of them every day, and they usually aren't hard to complete, making you cross the finish line, speed slide for some amount of time, earn a medal, etc. The point of them isn't to give you a challenge, but to make you replay the previous maps, so you become better at them, or progress further in the campaign, and in that regard, I think that this system succeeded. Ending the topic of skins, I think that the game offers quite a decent variety of them, but the amount of grind required for unlocking them may be off-putting for some. In terms of presentation, the game stands out for me by using a lot of vivid colors. I'm not a specialist, but in my opinion most of the texture work and lighting is okay, but you can clearly see the mobile nature of the game by looking at the geometry. Most of the items feel blocky, and the humans on the track look more than a bit suspicious. On the other hand, the things you will be always looking at, cars, are beautiful. A lot of small details like the logos of the environment engraved somewhere on the side really make them pleasure to look at, reminding me of Hot Wheels cars. The audio and music gets their job done, with only a sound of driving at the top speed in one of the cars feeling irritating to me. And well, that's it. That's the game. It doesn't offer anything else currently. No multiplayer, no track editor, or no more environments that would bring much more replayability to the game. With that being said, the developers so far were really supportive of the game, making 2 major updates with a lot of quality of life features and bringing the game to 2 new platforms. Because of that, I'm looking forward to seeing what they will add in the future. Before my conclusion about this game, here are my thoughts about the mobile and PC version. The game was released after a few open tests on Android and iOS in April 2022, and these are the platforms the game was mainly created for. You can see that by some quality of life features like automatic acceleration, which is built into the core of the game, as only a few maps require you to let off the gas. The controls are pretty customizable, giving you the ability to resize and move around the buttons from 9 presets. You can even use tilt controls if you want to. With the mobile benefits come also mobile drawbacks, and of course I'm talking about the mobile exclusive microtransaction store. You can purchase gold packs, which can speed up the grind for cosmetics. I understand that the developers search for more ways to make money, and I respect the non-intrusive nature of them, but the addition of them in a paid game can be off-putting. However, the most disappointing thing about this version for me was the performance. The game can be really demanding for low-end devices, which was sadly a case for me. When playing on the lowest settings, the game stuttered for me from time to time, especially on the longer session and more advanced maps. I don't think it's a case of bad optimization, but I'm giving a heads up for those on a budget device. I've played this version casually since launch, and it's a racing experience which I couldn't find elsewhere on mobile. Because of that, I've enjoyed it despite the flaws, as it fulfilled my speedrunning itch and saved me from a lot of boredom. The PC port was released on Steam in August 2022, and you've seen the footage of it throughout most of this video. This version is pretty well optimized, which shouldn't be a surprise knowing that it's in heart a mobile game, and the graphic settings offer enough basic options for this platform. What is a disappointment, however, is the lack of any form of input rebinding, meaning that you either like playing like this, or you won't enjoy your time with the game. Another thing that can be a negative for some is the fact that this single player game is online only to log your times on the global leaderboard. This isn't much of an issue for me, as the competition against other players is one of my main focuses, but for those who want to own their games, or ones without an internet connection, it can be a real deal breaker. The Steam and Nintendo Switch versions are the deluxe editions, which have all the cars unlocked at the start and the microtransaction shop disabled. It is worth noting that you can link your accounts to enable cross-save and access the deluxe benefits from any device. I've switched to Steam release after a couple of hours of playing the mobile version, and after a few minutes of getting used to it, I can say that it's the definitive version for me. The improved performance and my switch to the controller made me enjoy this title much more and become better at it. I've enjoyed my time in the game, and while it certainly has some issues, I can recommend it for those looking for a simple yet polished arcade time trial racing game. Have you heard about this game earlier, and do you think it deserves some more spotlight? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. If you're interested in the game, check out the official R.LUM.R Discord server, filled with awesome people. Thanks for watching.